I am back with another exciting tutorial. In this video we will learn how to create this simulation using rigid bodies. So we are in our blender scene, and now I will press Shift A, mesh, and take a UV sphere, and I will press 3 for a side view, and I will press tab and toggle this X-ray and select these faces and press Shift D to duplicate and move it down. And I will again select these faces and press X to delete. And I'm going to the edge mode and Shift Alt plus click to select both edges, and right click and select bridge edge loop. So this will create a bridge, and then I will press Ctrl R, click and right click to place an edge loop in the center. And now I will go to this X-ray mode, and once again I will select these faces, and I will press Alt E to extrude faces along normals, and I'm just going to extrude it a little bit. And now I will go to the edge mode and select these two edges, pressing Alt and press Ctrl B and give them a small bevel. And now I can right click and shade smooth. So now our capsule model is ready. So let's quickly create a material for this. For that I will press tab, go to face selection mode and toggle this X-ray mode. And now I will select all these bottom faces and then zoom into that. Now I will press Ctrl plus to grow the selection. And here I will go to material tab and click new for new material. And now I will press this assign material to assign the material to the selection. And so let's make it blue color, and we can rename this to blue. And now we want to select other faces, so I will select these faces and Ctrl plus to grow selection again. And I will assign a new material, and I will call this white, and let's click assign. And if we tab out, we turn off the X-ray mode and go to material shading. You can see our material. And after our modeling, it is a good habit to apply the scale. So press Ctrl A and apply scale, and also go to object, set origin to geometry. This step is very important. So now our origin point is in the center of the object. Okay, so now we want to make this a rigid body, so it behaves like a real object. So to do that, I'm going into the physics tab and click this rigid body. And here in the type we will select active. It is already active. And in the shape node we will select capsule, but you can select any of the shape which is close to your object. If you don't find any suitable shape here, you can select mesh. So our shape looks like a capsule, so I will select this capsule. So now if we go to starting frame and press play, our object is dropping. And now I'm going to create large amount of these capsules. So I will select our object and go to modifier, and I will select array. And here I don't want these objects to intersect, so I will increase the offset value. So like 1.1 looks good to me. I want this placement to the top direction, so I will enter 0 in the X, and I will enter here 1.1 in Z direction, and I will increase the count to 10. So you can see now we have 10 objects. You can adjust the count from here if you want more objects. I will just hit apply. So now if we play it, these objects are together. If we select this, all objects are act like a single objects, and also our rigid body capsule is stretching. So we want to make these objects separate first. I will select this and press tab. I will select all by pressing A, and now I will press P on the keyboard and select separate by loose part. So when we do this, if we tab out, you can see our objects are now separated into 10 parts. So now also we want our object origin to center. So I will go to object, set origin to geometry. Now each object act like individual. And now if we press play, we can check it is working properly. So to check, I will press Shift A and create a mesh plane, and I will scale this plane to more like that, and I will move it down. And if I press play, you can see it is crossing but we don't want the capsule to cross, so we will select the plane and go to physics tab and apply rigid body. And now we don't want to act this as an active body, so we want this to act as a collider, so we will select passive from the drop down. And so now in the shape you can select the shape, but for the plane I'm going to select this mesh. And if you press play, you can see our object is now interacting with this plane nicely. If we go to the shading mode, you can see our shading is also working properly. You can also select all these objects and you can rotate and move anywhere by pressing R and rotate. You can go to the first frame and play to get some drop variations. So I will undo this for now. So now we want our capsule to flow in the certain direction. So to do that, we need to create a path for that. So I will select this plane and press tab and go to edge selection, and I will click this edge and move it like here, and I will add a loop cut with Ctrl R, then click and right click. Now let's select this edge and take it up to create a slope. And if you want, you can select these edges and bevel with Ctrl B like that. And now I am going to select these edge and with Alt and press E and Z to just create some nice corners. You can also select these vertex and press S and Y to just narrow them down. And I will extend this edge. So now our platform is ready. I am going to select all these capsules and I will press 7 for the top view and move these here and also move them little upward. And now go to top view. I will Shift D and duplicate few more times. So now we basically have the setup. So you can just go to first frame and play the simulation. You can see our capsules are moving properly. So now we need to create a bottle. So I will press Shift A and take a cylinder and I will scale it and move it to the top. Now I will press tab for the edit mode and select this top face and GZ to make it a little larger. And now I will press I for inset and EZ to extrude it upward. And now I will press X and delete that face. And now for the bottom part, I am going to select this bottom face and press I for inset, and in the face I will select grid fill. Now I'm going to the edge mode and select these two edges and bevel them just to give them a round corner. And also I want to bevel this edge as well. And I will go to the front view and press Ctrl R to add a loop cut in the center. Now to give some thickness, I will go to modifier, add solidify modifier and add some thickness to this bottle. So now we have even thickness on the bottle. I am going to hit apply and pressing tab for edit mode and give bevel to these top edges as well. This gives some nice detail on the edges. So now our bottle is ready. Let's quickly create a cap as well. So go to edit mode, toggle this X-ray mode and select these bottom faces and Shift D to duplicate and press R and type 180, and let's take it more at the top. To reduce the cap height, you can select these vertices and just move up. Now we need to bridge these two edges, so I will select both of the edges and right click, bridge edge loop, and also bevel these two edges as well. And so now if you right click, shade smooth, we have our bottle ready. And you can see our bottle is now a single part. So to make it separate, I will go to edit mode and go to X-ray mode, and you can select faces like that, or also you can just press L on the keyboard and press P and separate by selection. So now you can see our bottle is in two parts. Let's press Ctrl A and apply scale. And now I'm going to add a rigid body and type to passive and shape to mesh. So now this bottle will act like a collider. And now let's turn this plane on, and I will select this cap and move up. And select this bottle and place it on the surface. And if I play back, you can see now our capsules will collide with this bottle. Now we can animate our bottle, so press R and Y to rotate it into 90 degree, and let's rotate it more so our opening touches the ground. Just move it to the top and go to our first frame and play the animation. Now we will see where our capsules are forming together. So now at 175 we want our jar to move forward. So I will select this and press K and set a keyframe at location and rotation, and now I will move some frame forward like here and move our bottle little forward, and again I will set a keyframe. And most importantly, we are animating the rigid bodies, so we need to go to physics tab and toggle this animated button. If we don't toggle this button, our rigid body will not work properly. Now we can just select all these objects and Shift D and move it to the top. If we go back and press play, we can see we have now a lot of capsules flowing together and they are colliding with our bottle. We can also animate this bottle further, so jump some frame forward and move the bottle and rotate. Here and in the Y axis I will make it 0, and now press K and set a keyframe. So now if we go back and play our simulation, it will look something like this. And now you can just go to render view and I will create a light and move it upward and scale and raise the power to 100 and also tweak that exposure. Now I will rotate the light and place it somewhere here. And also for the materials, you can just select any of the capsule and just go to material and going to turn the roughness down. And also for the blue, we will turn down the roughness to make it more shiny. And I am going to select this bottle and create a new material. I will call this jar, and in the surface I will select glass PSDF. Our glass looks frosted, so let's decrease the roughness value to make it look like transparent. And if we now press play, we can see we can use this to fill up the jar as well. So let's create a cylinder and press 7 and move it in the center of the bottle, and I will now scale it. And let's delete these two faces, and let's extrude this top edge and just scale it, something like that. And now I'll press Ctrl A and apply the scale, and in the physics tab I will select rigid body and type to passive, and here I will select the shape to mesh, and if we press play, we are filling our bottle with these capsules. So now if we go to our render view, we can turn this off and we can see our capsule filling in the jar nicely. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button and follow for more upcoming tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.